Welcome to the video. This video is part 3 in the Windsurf series. The first video we actually built an API. In the last video we built a website that connects to our API. And in this video we're going to be building an iPhone app that will connect to our API. We are going to be using React Native. And if you want to learn more about React Native, you can go to reactnative.dev and read all about that. We have been testing the API using Postman, so you can go to postman.com. And of course, in the first video, we learned about Docker and we launched our app in Docker. So we can go to our Docker container over here and see that everything is running. We can go, or see our containers, and we can go to Postman and let's just clear our responses out here. And we'll just test. We are in the API to-dos, and we're going to get to-dos. So we'll submit this to get a list of to-dos. And so we see that the API is running because we get all of our data back. So that looks good. So let's go ahead and jump into Windsurf. So what I've done is I've created a folder that's parallel with our API. So this productivity is our API folder here. And this is the README folder. And so what I want to do is have the app build the iOS app, or build the app inside the iOS -app or -app directory, but then we're going to have it use the README file to get all the data from. So I am going to type in, please build an we'll say a React Native app in the iOS app folder. And there's one thing I want to make sure it does is that it doesn't use Expo, but do not use Expo for the build. I don't want to use Expo because we'll have to log in and use Expo. And that's a quick and easy way for beginners usually to learn, but I want to avoid all that and do this a better way. So we'll just see what it does with that. And what I'm going to do is, so it's, okay, I'll help you create the app. First, let's check to see if the iOS, okay, so we'll accept that. Yeah. All right. So it is init. iOS-app. Let's see what it's doing here. Okay, React Native init iOS app. Is it going to just build a new folder? Let's see what it does here. Yeah, so I guess it didn't understand that. So we'll just, I guess, just go ahead and delete that directory and just go ahead and let it build it in this one here. So that's fine. Sometimes you just kind of go with the flow of what it's doing. And yes, we should install CocoPods. Okay. Okay, CD iOS. App iOS. So it's going to go in here and install our pods. And when it does, so CocoPods is sort of a framework that you can use inside an iOS app, and it actually has nothing to do with React. It's only for iOS. So it doesn't have anything to do with Android. This is only pertaining to the iOS. Now, in this video, we are just looking at the iOS. In the next video, we will be coming back and looking at Android. But for this build, I just want to primarily focus on iOS. So this is an iPhone app build, and you will need to have a Mac account, a MacBook, a Mac, to be able to build this. And you can test it in a simulator, so you don't need an iPhone or an iPad, but you can test it, but you will definitely need a Mac to make this work. So it's saying to CD in here and just run this, so we'll just go ahead and copy. And I'll close this out for a second. So I'm going to hit Control and then tilde to open up our terminal here. And then we're in the root folder here, so we need to go into this. Is this, yeah, so it does say that. Okay. And for Android, it's saying run that. So we are just going to do iOS. Use port. Yes, we'll say yes. Found. Okay, so it is opening. It's gone over here to the simulator. But I don't see anything changing there. So, okay. We're getting some errors down here. So I'm going to close this out. We're going to close this down. Terminate. Let's see. I'm going to lift this up a little bit. And I'm going to copy these errors. Actually, I'm going to just copy this whole thing here and say I am getting some errors. All right, so I just pasted those, so we'll just see what it does with that. It's wanting to run Docker or Doctor. I'm going to pause it while it runs through these checks here. Okay, so it's asking us to run this command here, but I don't want to run that. So I'm going to go up to this. This is the command I want to run here. So we're going to run the React Native start, but we're going to reset the cache as we do it. So let's see what happens. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now we can, press I to run the iOS, but I'm not going to do that. What I want to do is I'm going to open up a new tab here. And, excuse me, I'm going to type in open with a dot. Actually, I'll do open iOS. No, iOS app/iOS. Okay, so now okay, it hasn't built the pod. So we're gonna have to. I just did this and I see that I'm missing my my pods here. So I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna cancel this. So now I'm gonna cd into iOS. I'm gonna do pod install. And it's going to install all the dependencies for our actual app. So there's sort of two stages we have to go through. We have to build the app, write the code to build the sort of pseudo app using React Native, and then we use the npm install to install the packages for that. But then after it creates the iOS part of this, it's using CocoPods as its sort of package manager, and then so then we have to go into iOS and install these additional packages so that it can work on so it can actually run the app. So it's a two-stage sort of process. And so while it builds this out, I'm just going to pause the video. And right when I said that, it finished. So let's go ahead. And now I'm going to go back up twice, or go back up one level here. And then I'm just going to rerun this right here. Okay, so now it's running. Let's go back over here. Oops, actually, we need to get our here. So now I have this new file here, and this is what I want. So I'm going to go back over here because I want to run Xcode. And I'll show you why I like to run Xcode. So I'm just going to double click this workspace. You want to make sure you open up the workspace and not CocoPods here. So now I'm going to sort of line this up next to this. And I'm going to choose the simulator here. So is it not seeing the simulator? What is this? This is the 16 Pro Max. assuming that's what that is here. And so it's preparing the editor functionality. I'm going to do just a clean build because we were running it before. So clean, successful. I've got my emulator here selected. And so now I'm going to go ahead and click on play. And hopefully we won't get a build failed. Now this could take a while, so I'm going to pause this while it builds out. All right, so it has finished the build, and it has launched here. And if we take this section here, I like to maximize this, and because I really like to be able to read the logs that it gives us here. So it's building the app right now, and now it's bundling everything. So give it just a minute here, and it should show the app. Okay, it's very good. So this is correct. It has built the app correctly. So the next thing that we're going to do, and we can stop the build from here. And next thing we're going to do, since everything's working correctly, now we want to say, please remove the test data and we'll say build the app to work with our API. Here is our API documentation. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this. I'm going to do Control-C to stop it from running. And I'm just going to hit trash can just to get those deleted out of the way. I'm going to copy our README file here, and I'm just going to paste it here. And then I'm going to click the send button here, and we will just let it do its magic. And once it's finished, I will be back. Okay, so the app is built now. We do have a login and a registration. We can go back and forth. So if we log in, let's go get our login credentials. So we'll just copy. Paste that. Go ahead and get our password. Paste that. Now we log in and we get this dashboard. So we are not getting our actual productivity links here. So I'm going to ask this question. So let me create a new, just blank this. So I've created this right here, this prompt. And so I'm going to say on the dashboard, please display a link to the to-dos page. I'm going to take this one at a time. We're going to do the to-dos, and then we'll do the notes and then the reminders. And so, but I'm starting off with the to-dos here. So I'm asking it to please do this. Then I went through the README and I added the endpoints from the to-dos, and then the actual JSON, the calls for the to-dos. So I'm going to take this prompt and I'm just going to paste it in here. And we have right. I'm going to go ahead and click send. And I'm just going to follow the prompts, and then I'll do the same for the rest of the endpoints. And I will be back once it's completed. Okay, so we've made a lot of progress. And what I've been doing is just going through and running everything it says, saving it, applying it, and then checking the app. And then when I find something that's not working, I'm just doing prompts like this. The edit reminder is not saving. So as I've been doing that and testing it and coming back, it seems to have created the app pretty good. And things are working now. That last thing, the edit reminder. So if I click here and type in some random text and save it, it's saving it now. We can add a reminder. So we can say, this is a new reminder. This is a test. And we'll just change the date. We'll go, that's good, 25. Save it. And so this is our new reminder here. We can edit it, save it. We can delete it, so that's good. Our to-dos are working. We can edit to-dos. So if I just type in here, let's change it to high priority, update, and that's good. We can mark it as completed. And this, we could expand on this and have the, like a checkbox or a complete, button here instead of having to go into edit. But everything is working throughout the app, so this is really good. We'll set this to medium, create, and test medium. We'll just delete it. Very good. And we can see that that it is saving everything too. So so we can go add note. We'll just go new note. This is our new note. And we can add tags. So we could go fun, work, play, whatever. Save it. And we got fun, work, play. So let's add in our little tags. Of course, we can delete that as well. Events are working, so we can just edit it and change it to low, save. So, did it not save the low? Does it change the high? Okay, so, and this is exactly what we do. We just go through and test it and find something that isn't working. So let's test the add event. So I'm going to say just new event test. And just test. And I want to set this to a high, save it, and it failed to save the event. So we're going to go back here and say the event new. Well, we'll see. Is it create or new? This, let me cancel out of here and hide this. I can't remember what the button says. So add event. Okay. So add event is not saving, and edit event is not saving the priority. All right. I'm going to pause the video and we'll let that finish. Okay, it's finished editing the events model in the event screen.js. So I'm just going to accept this, accept all. I'm going to go back over to our app here, and I'm just going to add a new event here. And I'm just going to put some random text here. And we'll change this to high. And we'll set the date to there. We'll say to 29th. Save that. All right, so it saved our event. Let's see if it'll let us edit this. So we add that. Change this back to medium. Medium. Very good. I didn't see if it did save it high. Let's check that real quick. Saved high. Very good. Delete. Okay, excellent. So yeah, I mean, the key is just being patient. As you find errors, you can paste them in here. If you run the error log, if you use the command, I'm just going to cancel this. If you use the command where you can start the app inside here instead of letting it run via command, and I would say in the prompt, just say, please don't, or just don't run terminal commands. Okay, and then add that to one of your or in your, if it ever gives you it wants to run a terminal command, just say please don't run terminal commands, and you do them so you can see the logs here, and then you can copy these errors. So you can copy these errors and paste them in here. I think that just gives you a little more control instead of letting it do it, because sometimes it's almost like it freezes up and you don't know what it's doing. And so here you can actually see the logs, time progresses, and also always, like if I stop the app and close this, close Xcode, well, give it a second. Okay. I like to open up this XC workspace app so I can see Xcode and see the logs running in there. And just be patient. Just give it the the prompts and errors, and or if you want to change things, say, hey, I add this to it, and then let it do it, and then test it, and you can see the screen, the files that it's editing. So if you ask it to edit the to do file and you start noticing it's editing an event file, click the little stop button and say, I want you to edit the to do screen, not the event screen, or however you want to word it. But just kind of pay attention to what it's saying and what's going on here, and just be patient. This took quite a while. This makes me think I probably should do an actual live event, to a live stream, to kind of show people how long it does actually take. If that's something you're interested in, please let me know. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it really helps you, and I will see you in the next one.